There's court operations. You get tired of people that don't like you don't have to. Especially moms. First semester is so hard.
The lawyer was cracking up. Dominic, straight ahead. Right here, Dominic. Dominic, right over here, straight ahead. Right here. Dominic, right over here.
Sometimes you get the parents.
It's just that energy. You know what I'm saying? Jake's a monster. He's a monster.
Was it kind of like party vibes on set?
I'm not gonna say no, but yes.
But yes.
Definitely.
Amazing. Okay, so what was your relationship?
Got me. All right. So let's set the tone for the night and what a night it's going to be.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is crazy. I know you guys were in London. What's it like to present this movie tonight here in New York?
Huge blessing. I've never been to New York City, so to be able to experience this here for the first time, I'm out here for my craft, I'm out here for my work on the highest level. It's gonna be hard not to come back. I'll tell you that, you know?
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about, like, are you a fan of the first movie?
Of course, absolutely.
So now tell me a little. What can you tell me about this one? Like, what was so special about it?
I keep saying that the fight scenes. I'm a really big advocate for how amazing our stunt coordinators were, Garrett Warren and Steve Brown. I think it bothers me that the Academy Awards doesn't have a category for stunts, because they put in so much time and energy into the story, the arc, and everything's going. So seeing all the fight scenes in this and seeing how everything came together was absolutely brilliant in my opinion. So
what's it like when you got these fight captains and you got the choreography, but then you got a guy named Conor McGregor stepping out? Mm-hmm. What's that like?
No, it's fun. It's a dance. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're ready to just lay out all the cards on the table and see what works. Okay, does this work? Does this not work? But there's a comfortability in the dance, because I know, like, if I'm doing something with Conor, I know that he knows how to stop his punches. Even though we're pretending, he still knows what he's doing. So there's that comfortability, and I felt comfortable doing all of our stunts together, you know?
And then, lastly, it seems like you're a natural. Tell me about your experience outside of acting.
Yeah. Oh, so growing up, my main sport was boxing, so I was a fighter myself. So my family is literally boxing and entertainment. There's no in between. So for me to be doing this on film now, it's like I got both of my toolboxes in one, you know? So it's amazing. It's a blessing.
Jake Paul or Mike Tyson?
Ooh, I gotta go Iron Mike. He's a G. He's a GOAT. Come on. Okay, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't like seeing Jake fight Mike at 50-something years old, but it's still Mike Tyson, so I'm still going to go for Mike all day.
You look pretty beastly, man. And
After, like, what, 4 days of training? You saw the video?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
beast. I'm like, come on. I'm still going for Mike all day.
All right, man. Have a great
Yes, I wrote that amazing. Everybody. How are you?
Perfect, yes. I'm going to do this stuff, so I don't really, not really, I think they brought me on. And a little bit of theater background.
Everybody loved that scene.
You're down, you're down.
Crazy,
Take something, let's go.
taking the guys through, and it's always a crazy concept with Spice in that movie, but to have two versions of that here, in a
Takes a good
I think it's why.
What was it like for you to be a part of this? Because it's kind of like, it's something you do, but not.
We spent about 3 weeks in the Dominican Republic. I don't do this all the time. I have different things that I do, and I think that the reason Joel Silver called me in was he knows that I know how to market shit, and so we wrote up a little thing for us to be in it, and the big thing was, hey Bob, help us market this movie to the moon, and I think we've all done a good job as a team, collaborative effort. From Connor to Jake, we were hammering this thing for months and months and months. I mean, all the social media for Roadhouse is going crazy, and this is a big, big movie. So I think the numbers are going to be bigger than ever. And so I've enjoyed this so much. First-time experience. I've done a little bit of stuff besides that, but the most part is these are real professionals at the highest level, and it was an honor to work with these guys.
Now, doing it from working both sides of this one, tell me the side that you're in it, and what was that experience?
Right here.
There he is.
This is the
homie.
man right
The
here.
homie.
What's
We
up,
had some
man?
fun. You want me to tell him what we did in the Dominican Republic?
Hold on.
I'll tell him the real stuff, You know me. I'm not afraid of being canceled,
All right.
Yeah.
So like being on the other side of it, obviously being a big part of a face to an audience to market this thing, but also being inside of it. Tell me about the two sides and how you were able to, handle your role and what that experience was like.
I mean, Jake was very patient. You'll see in the movie that we have a couple scenes that we do together, and Jake literally sat there, and Doug, obviously director, but Jake and Doug worked so hard on get me to figure out because there was so much stunt work involved in this thing. You had to literally go. We spent 5 hours doing a way to raise the gun and where your hand goes and how you do all that. I didn't know all that stuff, and I wasn't that good in that stuff at school, following directions. So it took me a little longer. But Jake was the most patient dude ever, one of the most humble guys ever. And anybody has anything bad to say Jake Gyllenhaal, which they never do, you can't say shit because that guy's one of the best guys on the planet.
Conor McGregor,
Another goat.
I mean, not that you'd want to tell him that he was doing something wrong, but what was it like working with him?
I didn't. It's funny, but my time on the movie wasn't. I knew Connor from other stuff, but my time on the movie wasn't really directly working with him. Jake and all them were doing more stuff with him. Me and Connor had some scenes that we were involved in together, but on separate days. So that shit's shot. I know Connor from outside, everything like that. Connor's just a beast. He's just Connor. He's loud, fucking dialed, just does whatever he wants, and he's a killer outside and inside the ring. I mean, he's very, as you can tell, this movie's going to do really well because of Conor McGregor being casted. So.
Lastly, you talk about the ring, right, or the octagon, but boxing has taken a back seat for a really long time. But now Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, what are your thoughts on that?
We sat down with Mike. I've sat down with Mike a couple times. I had a good conversation with Mike, and I'm very excited about the fight. I think that, Jake's done a great job what he's done. I mean, he's making a lot of money. So at the end of the day, that's what's important. I hate to say it. You know what I mean? So that's what he's doing. He's setting up these shows. People are watching it. People are tuning in. I'd like to see him go against him. I can't wait for that fight. That's one I'll tune in for. Jake fought some schlep before that was a nobody. But Mike, Mike training and getting dialed in, he can, if he hits you once, you can go down fast. So we'll see how that ends up.
You saw the video, right, of him training.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I remember.
But now he wants to. They're trying to get him to stop smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
So he ain't about that. I know Mike ain't stopped smoking marijuana. I promise you that.
He was on our studio once.
Yeah.
He smoked in our break room, and then he came into the studio with a jar of peanuts.
Yeah.
And he says, "I have to eat my peanuts. That's why I smoke."
That's that Tyson 2.0. That's Adam Wilkes, CEO, the genius mastermind behind Tyson 2.0. That's what it is. So Tyson 2.0 is some of the greatest marijuana you ever smoked, recreationally.
Recreational, of course. Anyway, man, always a pleasure. Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Nice to meet you.
If you don't want any of the things, or you want a good time and laughter and awesomeness.
Were you guys able to get before this? Because I'm watching the drone.
We're maybe I was just a fan before, and then when we met on this, I was just immediately like, he's one of the most genuine and wonderful people I've come across. So I'm really stoked to become friends with him. He's horrible. Please help me. No, no. I'm being held captive as a question. No, he's amazing. Yeah. Keep going. Stop. No, stop it. I can't stop it. Yeah, you know, the Dominican Republic is just such a beautiful place, and we were all living in the same hotel in the same area. So yeah, it was kind of like to shoot a movie with your best friends for a summer. It was awesome.
And the cast is incredible. Jake Gyllenhaal who was the most intimidating? Or was everybody just having
So cool. His hair was so awesome, and the original bad guy was my mentor. So it was a cool full circle moment for me.
a reenactment?
Really, because I thought we were doing our own laughter, and we should watch this movie.
But this adds another dynamic to it. What was it like being a part of it?
Man, it's such a full circle moment for me because the original Roadhouse, the bad guy, Ben Gazzara, was my first film mentor. So to me, to be able to be in this one 35 years later or whatever it is, and it's almost like an homage to him as well. So it's a great honor.
Now, obviously, with this one, you know, Jake can pretty much adapt to anything. And, you know, and then, you know, when you think of contemporary fighters, it's hard to imagine anybody other than Conor McGregor.
The kindest, most professional person on set, and he was just so game to try it all and to throw himself full-heartedly into this project. It was really admirable.
And he takes it to the umpteenth level as a heavy in this one.
Oh, so, and you know, you could tell he's having fun with it, you know. And also when you watch the fight scenes, the precision with which he performs it is really awe-inspiring. So it was wonderful to have him on set.
What is that like, you know, when you're doing a film like this, obviously the fight scenes, you know, there's a lot of fight scenes, but the amount of time it takes to shoot the fight scene and the amount of time you actually see are two very different things. Is there a lot of hanging around on set, or how did that?
Yeah, there's a lot of sitting by the snacks table and like thinking about the next punch you're going to get in the face. But yeah, it's wild to see how days you can take on a fight and then it lasts about a minute, you know.
And this year you had like a pretty good location shoot.
Dominican
What was that
Republic.
like? Yeah.
Dude, the Dominicans are the best people. They're so welcoming. And the beach where we were shooting at was beautiful. The Roadhouse itself that they built was incredible. And it's one of those moments that you can't believe it's your job, you know? I would do it. I would have been in this film for free, you know?
Yeah.
For snacks and to be able to go to the Dominican Republic.
And then last question, a little bit veering off, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, what are your thoughts?
Oh, are they singers?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I love their album. Yes, you know the collab they did with Mariah Carey. Can't wait. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mike is such an idol, and if they're gonna have fun and that's what they want to do, I support them fully.
Yeah, well, watching Mike train, I don't know if being on the receiving end is going to be fun, but I don't know.
I don't think anybody wants to be on the receiving end of a Mike Tyson punch, but you know they're giving the fans what they want, so God bless them for it.
That is brilliant, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Take care.
I can see it. Yeah. Yeah, I think we work on the guy has so much empathy. I don't know how he does it, but it's his screen. When he wakes up every morning, he has his coffee, he's so much fun, and he's so I think both of them, I was defeated by this minute. I was like so
And what was shooting with this iconic cast like?
What a dream. I mean, honestly, Jake Gyllenhaal I've been a fan of since I was a kid. So being in a scene with him, and then you have Conor McGregor to your left, and then you have all these beautiful other people, Arturo, Jessica.
Daniela, I mean, it was just a dream job, and then you put us in Dominican Republic, where we just get to like stand and drink and hang out at the beach.
I'm just saying.
How did I get paid to do this? I feel like I should have paid me.
And then now that you know Connor, are you gonna get like front row seats to going to the Octagon? Like, how does
Better
that
go to
work?
the Octagon. I better. I want to. I think he would. He's been very generous with his whiskey. He actually gave me a custom whiskey with my name embroidered into the glass. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. So I think I'm gonna get free tickets. I just don't want to go alone.
No,
This film, obviously, you guys were in London. Now you're here, and I mean, it's instantly identifiable. People have seen the original, and despite what they say about remakes, they want to see a new version.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It feels great. It feels like such a pleasure to be a part of, and obviously the original is iconic. And of course, people are going to have their, the magnifying glass and trying to compare. But I really don't like to think of it as a remake. I like to think of it as a reimagined version of it, a current day, fun, just a good time. This is a movie to go with your friends, hang out, and have a good laugh, and just enjoy yourself.
So when you're making movies like this, they're a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of choreography.
Yeah.
But there's still some bumps and bruises along the way. What was it like for you?
I mean, I have a bruise from Conor McGregor. I did. I loved it. It was great. It comes with the territory. Like you said, it's a dance move. You're doing it over and over and over, and by the 18th take, someone's going to miss. So I missed a couple. I hit some people sometimes. Conor hit some people. Jake hit some people. It just happens. But no one got seriously hurt, and it's kind of fun to joke around at the end of the day and say you got hit.
Yeah, getting hit by Conor McGregor. I mean, you could sell that bruise on eBay.
I mean, I wanted it tattooed on me. It's like, don't get rid of it.
Working with Conor, a guy who known for his time in the Octagon, if you're a UFC fan, to a film like this where he's playing this really heavy badass. I mean, what was it like between takes?
He's so fun. He's just cracking jokes, and he's so curious. Like, he had no shame asking questions and asking for advice, and having someone like Conor McGregor, who's super successful, ask you for advice about acting is really cool and really humbling. I think it shows his curiosity to learn, really.
And then Jake Gyllenhaal. I mean, like every time I do a Jake Gyllenhaal premiere, his cast just raves about how well they were treated, how much they felt at home. Was that the case with you?
100%. I think Jake really took me under his wings, and he gave me just a bunch of inspirational actor-to-actor advice, and I look up to him and admire him and his work. I love all his movies, and he's such a pro, and just the way he handles himself and the crew and the cast, it's why he's a movie star.
That is brilliant, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
But it was very physical. Tell me a little bit about your experience making the movie.
So physically, it was challenging because I had to do a lot of things that I've never done in my life, like scuba diving lessons, I had fight training, I had boat driving lessons, and for me it was a first for all those three things. And I felt great, and it was super empowering for me and for the character.
Even more work than, say, Suicide Squad?
Sorry?
Even more work?
Than Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Sure, because my character in the Suicide Squad, she didn't move. She was lazy and taking naps all the time. And even off set, I was taking naps all the time. For this one, I didn't dare to take a nap because I needed to be ready for any moment to be physical again. So yeah, for sure, this one was tough.
No naps, no rats?
No naps, no rats, no snakes, no anything. Yeah.
Shooting in DR, what was that experience like with all of these guys? How much of a family did you become?
It made us more connected for sure, because whenever we weren't shooting, we were just by the beach hanging out. We hanged out also at a liquor store on Fridays, Saturday nights. And I got to have a few friends visiting me, so it was definitely special for sure.
Now, I got to ask you a football question.
Oh my God, football or soccer?
Soccer.
Because football, I don't know a thing.
No. Soccer,
Okay.
soccer.
Soccer.
Ronaldo or Messi?
Ronaldo, come on. Ronaldo is Portuguese for sure, and he's the number one for me. The number one.
All right, I just had to see that. Mike
Pride.
Of course, that pride. I knew that was what you were going to say, but I just wanted to hear it. Mike Tyson's going to fight Jake Paul. Did you become a big fight fan when you were making this since Conor was there? Did you learn a little bit more about it, or were you always a fight fan?
So before this movie, the only contact that I had with UFC was one time that we went to a bar in Atlanta while we were shooting the Suicide Squad, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that this was a thing, like going to bars to watch people punch each other. Okay. And then after this movie or during this movie, I didn't learn a thing about the fight for real and the UFC for real. But 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, I can't remember, whenever we were in Austin, we went to a bar over there, and I got to watch the last UFC fights next to Conor. So for sure, he taught me a little bit, one thing here and one thing there about like UFC and everything.
That is brilliant. Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
great time tonight. Thank you.
Too. Thanks.
In school, we call it the Winka. Winka is Irish dancing, and my children do it also. My children in a lovely school called AK Dance, Ashland Kyo. My public house, the back country, sponsor them, so they go to compete in the world. And you know, we got some more champions, and my children are doing it. They love it. Irish dance is a beautiful, traditional art, dancing art, and we love it.
I feel like it makes you a better fighter too.
To me, that's why I have my son. You know? So I know he'll be nimble on the feet and light on the feet. They're getting good now. Shout out Ashton Kyo and Crumlin Dublin 12. Some amazing things, and my kids are doing brilliant. They're loving it.
Making the transition from the octagon to the screen in this highly choreographed fight movie. What was that experience like?
That was, it was real fighting. We were fighting. We were hitting each other. They were hitting me. I was hitting them, and that's it. We just done our thing, you know. Another day in the office for the Mac Dad.
So, is this something you think you're going to be doing more of, being an actor?
You know, I felt I gave it a good run for my first one. So, you know, who knows what's around the corner.
I mean, you got a great screen presence, and a lot of former athletes have become big actors.
Well, I feel I certainly could. You know, I feel if you think about a man like Arnold Schwarzenegger or a man like Stallone, or these individuals, they have their set of movies. Or Jason Statham, for instance, a friend of mine, who have their movies and, you know, their catalogue. And then you think of me. You know, you think of their movies and then you think about their name, but then you think of me and what movies I could be in. I could be in a lot of movies that haven't been seen before. And, you know, who knows? Who knows? Maybe in time.
I mean, you got the presence. You could be another Rock.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
Coming up,
The Rock is some worker, I tell you. I give The Rock a shout. He's an incredible hard worker. And again, I take note of that and look at that.
Yeah, and then last question after your sip. All right. Last question. Keeping in the game.
That's my coach, my long-term coach, John Kavanagh, who introduced me to mixed martial arts. We've done it all together. He is here in New York, not even for this premiere. He is here in New York because he founded a company called Train Alta. It's about amateur, white-collar people who have never trained in mixed martial arts before, learning the craft and guiding up to fight each other. So they fight another person who's on the same level experience. And it went to the New York Stock Exchange yesterday or Monday or something. And I just have to laugh at how far we've come, united, and there it is. I'm at the scene him first time, so it's great to have him here.
Mike Tyson or Jake Paul?
Tyson all day. Tyson. You're a Tyson.
And then one last thing. My son is a hugest Conor McGregor fan. He even has the whiskey. He's graduated. Can you just give him a shout out? His name is Anthony.
Anthony, my man. God bless you. Thank you so much for the support here with your father doing our business. Enjoy that whiskey, my man, and drink responsibly, of course.
I saw the trailer. It's good. I don't know if you watch TV at all, but it's showing right now.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. It's so good. Are you into that right now? Yeah. When you finish that, watch Warrior.
I already watched it. Bruce Lee was
primary key to all of it, and hard work and focus. And I love pushing myself, but it took months, and it also took a village. It really did. It took an incredible trainer, an incredible person who was literally cooking for me and handing me the calories, and we had physical therapists for me and for the cast if there were injuries and things. So we had a team of people making sure that we were, and we had a lot of tanning spray. That actually that helped, buckets of it. So it took a village. Yeah.
I mean, you good?
Yes, we're rolling.
All right. This and once again, you expand the boundaries of film and what looks real, and this the fighting looks real.
Yeah.
The action is real. Acclimating yourself to it, you seem to acclimate to every role that you take on. What was the challenge for this one?
There were a number of different challenges. I think most of all is relaxing, relaxing into it and having a good time. I think you tend to, as an actor, think about how much you can do and what you can do. And the physical part of preparing for this part allowed me to kind of just let it out there and then kind of be relaxed. I mean, the great part about his name is now Elwood P. Dalton. It's not John Dalton in this one, but the great part about Dalton is that he's at ease, and he stays still, and he's very, very powerful in his stillness. And that's what I loved about him. So for me, it was about getting it out, working it out, and then just standing still.
Challenges of doing, a reimagined, version of a film that, people have seen tens of times.
Yeah. I mean, there are obvious challenges because it's a beloved film. But one of the things about the original film was that when it first came out, nobody saw it, and not a lot of people liked it. And then it found its audience, and now so many people love it, and it's a classic. So to me, and the great irony for me is when I met Patrick Swayze for the first time was on a movie called Donnie Darko that had the same trajectory. When it first came out, nobody really saw it, and then people found it, and it's become this cult movie. So to me, I think there's not any challenges except making sure that you find a great cast, which I think Doug has, just packed it, with incredible people, and just make sure the fights look as good as they can, and I think he's done the same.
Actor on the horizon with Conor McGregor?
Me and him?
No, an actor on the horizon, an action star.
I mean, look, Conor is, I believe, has always been a performer. I think that's a significant part of being a fighter is being able to also do those press conferences and to perform in that way. He's always been charismatic. It's part of who he is, right? And so I think it comes very naturally to him. And I think I don't think it's on the horizon. I think he's been doing it for a while. I think he did it in the film now, and I think he'll probably do it. I hope he'll do it in many others.
That is brilliant. Thank you, man. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Good seeing you.
Nice seeing you too. Bye again.
Thank you.